下午好，欢迎大家来到红酒世界的直播间，我是本次直播的主持人兼翻译 Zoe。在上一周，我们很荣幸的邀请到了意大利四大雅之一的索拉雅集团的商务总监来为我们做直播。在这一周，我们又很荣幸的邀请到了四大雅中的另一雅奥纳亚集团奥纳亚酒庄的亚太地区经理帕特里克·拉夏佩勒先生。他的中文名是潘龙，那今天我们就叫他潘龙先生吧。那下面我们请潘龙先生来为我们做一个简短的个人介绍。You do the Chinese introduction of yourself, please.
还可以啊。下午好，各位，下午好，我们的 Wine World 的朋友，我很高兴今天过来深圳跟你们一起说话。我叫 Patrick，我的中文名叫潘龙，我是一个法国人，我在波尔多法国波尔多出生了，可是我现在是一个意大利人，我是34岁，我很爱喝红酒，我很爱喝法国意大利酒，我现在住50%在香港，然后50%在意大利，所以我是一个意大利跟中国人的一个混血啊。
好，谢谢潘龙先生。潘龙先生呢是2013年加入了奥纳亚酒庄，在这之前呢，他是在罗斯柴尔德集团担任亚洲的出口经理。然后在加入奥纳亚酒庄呢，他有了许多有趣的经历。首先，我们请他为我们做一下对奥亚纳酒庄这个的介绍。Please introduce the Ornellaia to our customers.
Well, Ornellaia is a very small and boutique, beautiful wine producer. We're located in Tuscany, on the coast of Tuscany, and we are producing wine for the past 30 years. Actually, it's quite a young estate. So the estate is 99 hectares, planted with the so-called Bordeaux grape varieties: Cabernet, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot. And we use also to produce a little bit of white wines, a little bit of olive oil, and a little bit of grappa.
奥纳亚酒庄呢是一个在意大利是非常有名的一个酒庄，它是位列在意大利的四大雅之一，它是一个很小的精品式酒庄。它的酒庄位于托斯卡纳产区的海边，目前呢只有30多年的酿造历史，算是比较年轻的一个酒庄了。他们家的葡萄园面积是99公顷，比较小。然后他们家种植的都是一些波尔多的葡萄品种，比如赤霞珠、梅洛、品丽珠和贝尔多。然后他们除了生产红葡萄酒之外，还生产少量的白葡萄酒以及橄榄油。Okay, thank you. So next we will ask you some questions. And the first one, we all know that Ornellaia has gone through several ownerships, but your wines are always good in quality. Could you tell us, is there any secret behind it?
Well, there is a secret, Zoe. I think the secret is when Ornellaia was started in 1981, and we decided to produce quality wine. This was the aim of the winery, and this is how everything started. We basically started with a sentence to define our goal, and the sentence is quality without compromise. So what is the idea behind this sentence is that whatever we do, we're trying to do it well. We've been producing wine for 30 years. We have not increased our production in terms of quantity so far, and we've tried to increase the quality every year. So how does that work on a daily basis? We're trying to get the best grapes from the estate, to get a selection of the best grapes, and to do things very meticulously in details to give to our worshippers and friends all around the world the best wine. When climatic conditions, when Mother Nature doesn't allow us to produce the best wine available, then we just reduce production. So it's all about quality first instead of quantity. Quality without compromise.
我们知道，就是奥纳亚酒庄在 1981年建立之后，先后经历了几次的所有产权的更改。最开始它是由安东尼家族的罗德维克·安东尼先生创建的。2002年的时候，美国的著名酒商罗伯特·蒙大维取得了该酒庄的所有权。然后2005年的时候再次易主，现在是呢由意大利的著名酒商花斯蝶集团所有。然后，在经过那么多次的产权变更之后，奥纳亚酒庄的葡萄酒品质一直的非常优秀。我们就问了一下潘龙先生，为什么他们的葡萄酒能够一直有那么好的品质？潘龙先生呢，就是说他们酒庄的酿酒理念有一句话是非常重要的，就是为了品质从不妥协。在过去的30年间，他们非常非常注重葡萄酒的质量，而不是葡萄酒的产量。比如说，他们就尽力从葡萄园中采收最好的葡萄，而且会经过细致的挑选，然后才会去进行酿酒。在酒窖之中呢，又注意进行非常每一个步骤，他们都非常注重细节。然后，比如说，在天气不好的年份里，那年份的天气状况不好，但是酒庄并不会因此而降低对质量的要求，他们宁愿减少产量，也要保证葡萄酒的质量。那我们就让潘龙先生给我们简单的介绍一下他们所谓的酿酒理念。Could you please explain your winemaking philosophy to our customers?
Well, the winemaking philosophy has started when we started to produce wine in 1981, and has been carried on by the few winemakers we had in the past 30 years. Only 4 or 5 winemakers have been taken the responsibility of producing wine at l'Ornellaia. Since the very early of the 90s, we're also backed up by a consultant called Michel Roland, who's helping us to fine-tune the wine at l'Ornellaia. In terms of winemaking, again, we're always trying to, at first, having the terroir to speak well. It's all about terroir. It's all about the soil, the expression of the soil of the place, and of a particular weather. In Tuscany, we have quite some sun. It's a warm place, a warm area, relatively dry, a bit warmer, a bit drier than what you find in Bordeaux. Now, to answer your question, Zoe, in terms of winemaking, we're always trying to produce a certain style of wine. And the style of wine is a wine that has reflecting the place, Tuscany, so there is power in l'Ornellaia, and there is quite some fruit, but there's also a lot of elegance. So our winemaker Axel is trying to use all the techniques he can use to favor this elegance in the wine. In a sense, in some years that can be hot and dry in Tuscany and in l'Ornellaia, Axel does his best to favor grapes that are fresh and that show a good amount of acidity versus other wines that can be sometimes a bit overpowering. So in terms of style, this is it. Power, showing what really Tuscany is, but before that, elegance. And just to finish, l'Ornellaia is very close to the sea. We are 7 kilometers from the sea. So what the sea bringing to us is very important. The sea brings a cooler wind during the night. It refreshes the wines. And again, it's one of the elements that brings us freshness, acidity, elegance, overpower.
说到酒庄的酿酒理念呢，潘龙先生说了一下酒庄的历史。他说，从1981年到现在，他们只用了4到5位酿酒师。然后在这1980年左右呢，他们当时还是邀请了著名酿酒师米歇尔·罗兰来作为酒庄的咨询顾问。然后他们酒庄的特点呢，就是比较注重葡萄酒的风土。他们希望自己酿造出来的葡萄酒能够准确地反映出葡萄酒当时的葡萄酒产地的土地以及天气。 比如说托斯卡纳产区的天气是比较干和热的，相比波尔多，它没有那么潮湿，也没有那么冷凉。然后那托斯卡纳葡萄酒的特点呢，就是比较强劲，所以奥纳亚酒庄的葡萄酒也体现了这一个特点。然后除此之外呢，他们酒庄的特点是比较注重葡萄酒优雅的个性。然后，所以即使在比较干燥和炎热的年份，奥亚纳酒庄都比较注重保持葡萄酒的清新度。然后，因为奥亚纳酒庄的葡萄园是离地中海比较近的，离海比较近，所以他们会受到海风的影响。然后这种海风的影响就有利于给葡萄藤提供一个凉爽的环境，然后保持葡萄酒的清新度。然后说完酒庄的酿酒理念呢，我们刚刚都有提到一个，它是一个托斯卡纳产区一个以酿造波尔多风格的葡萄酒出名的，大家应该都想到了一个词，超级托斯卡纳。然后在意大利这一个名酒遍布的产区，超级托斯卡纳它与传统的意大利的阿玛罗尼啊、巴巴罗莱斯科这种 ABBBC这些名酒有什么区别呢？我们来问一下潘龙先生的看法。Compared to the famous ABBBC ones, I explain it to you. And what advantages and uniqueness do Super Tuscans have, you think?
Well, it's obviously a very interesting question. If I have to answer what's the difference and advantage of Bulgari, of the wines coming from the coast of Tuscany, I will just repeat what I said in the sense that it's all about terroir. We are here in the coast of Tuscany, so if you have the chance to come over, and you're very welcome to visit us, you'll realize that Tuscany is warm and dry, sometimes too warm and too dry, but the chance we have right in this place is that we have quite some freshness coming from the sea breeze and from the wind. So that's the first point. Second point is that we do have a soil made of pebbles, gravels, a bit sandy, and also a bit clayey that favors the Bordeaux grape varieties. And this is the point where I'm going. The main difference between Bulgari and the Super Tuscans, I would say Bulgari as a particular, between all other wines in Tuscany, is that we do not grow Sangiovese. Sangiovese being the grape variety of Tuscany, the king of Tuscany. We're growing instead the Bordeaux grape variety. So I would say that if we had an advantage, if I could call this an advantage, we're a Bordeaux blend made in Tuscany. So there is obviously a link with Bordeaux because we're using the same grape varieties, also because the winemaking techniques can be a little bit similar. As a matter of fact, our winemaker Axel Heinz is also originally from Bordeaux, but in terms of tastes, we're talking about a wine that is very different. There's more power, there's more fruit. It's also a wine that is enjoyable on a younger age. So these would be my 2 points to answer your question, Zoe. The terroir makes the difference, and then the style of wine being a Bordeaux blend in Tuscany.
对于这个问题，潘龙先生的回答是呢，就主要是有2点。首先呢，就是风土，因为超级托斯卡纳它是出产在托斯卡纳产区的，尤其是奥奈亚酒庄，它是出产在比较干和热的这个宝格丽产区。然后他们种植的他们的土壤类型，也就是和波尔多有些类似，就是一些鹅卵石，还有掺杂了一些沙土，还有粘土。然后这种土壤和这样的气候环境比较适合波尔多的葡萄品种的发展，然后他们种的全部都是波尔多的葡萄品种，和托斯卡纳其他产区不一样，他们在这个地方没有种植任何的那个桑娇维塞，所以这就是他们其中一点的不同。另一点的不同就在于他们的是一个波尔多混酿的风格，就是和意大利其他的经典名酒都是一种完全不一样的风格。酒庄就是奥纳亚酒庄，他们的酿酒师都是从波尔多邀请过来担任酿酒师的，并不是意大利本土的酿酒师。而在风味上， 奥纳亚酒庄的明显的特点就是更强劲，而且有更多的果味，相比起其他的意大利名酒，更加年轻的意饮。好，说完超级托斯卡纳和其他意大利名酒的区别，我们就细分一下。奥亚纳酒庄既然是意大利的4大雅之一，那相比其他3雅，奥纳亚酒庄又有什么特色呢？我们来看一看潘龙先生的看法。Comparing with Sassicaia, Solaia, and Gaia, what's the uniqueness of Ornellaia?
Well, I think you're putting together here 4 of the most famous producers in Italy. There's many more than this, but those 4 names, especially here in Asia, here in China, I think I've came out in the mind of the wine connoisseur. I would first put Gaia a little bit on the side because the Gaia family, Angelo Gaia, has starting producing wine in Piemonte, which is in the north of Italy. Gaia is unanimously considered as the king of Piemonte, producing fantastic wines especially in Barolo. So I would put Gaia aside, even though Gaia is now also producing wines in Bulgaria, but it's a little bit different. Now you could easily compare the wines coming from Ornellaia, Sassicaia, and Solaia. So a few words about those. Sassicaia is a wine that is an icon because it started Super Tuscans. The history of Sassicaia started around the mid-40s when plants of Cabernet and Cabernet Franc were planted in Bulgaria, and this was the first estate to produce quality wine in Bulgaria. Before Sassicaia in Bulgaria, there was no quality wine. There was, potatoes and cheap rosé. So Sassicaia definitely paved the way for quality wine in Bulgaria. There wouldn't be any Ornellaia if Sassicaia hasn't started. Now, the difference between Sassicaia and Ornellaia, who are neighbors, so I think the first commercial vintage of Sassicaia was in 69, if I'm not wrong, and the first vintage of Ornellaia was in 85, so 16 years after that. We're neighbors, we have a lot in common. I would say the main differences between the 2 producers are, volume. Sassicaia produces more than Ornellaia, but in terms of products, Sassicaia has always been a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon mainly and a little bit of Cabernet Franc, whereas Ornellaia has always been a complete Bordeaux blend with Cabernet, Merlot, Cabernet Franc and Petit Verdot. So if you taste those 2 wines, it's funny to see how different they are, and both of them are really lovely. I would say that Sassicaia would tend to have a bit more structure, a bit more tannins, very Cabernet style, whereas Ornellaia tends to be a little bit more opulent. That would be the main difference. Now, if you consider Solaia, another very famous Super Tuscan, coming not from the coast of Tuscany, but from the inlands in the south of Siena, so it's in Chianti Classico. And Solaia has been producing a wine coming, if I'm not wrong, from a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon and Sangiovese. So in terms of blend, it's a little bit different. In terms of, I would say, quantity, it's also different because Solaia produces lesser quantities than Ornellaia and Sassicaia. In terms also of area, this is different. We're in Bulgaria, we're on the coast. This wind and sea element that I mentioned before are very important in Ornellaia and Sassicaia. It's not exactly the case in Solaia, where they're a bit more inland and they have a bit more sun. As a matter of fact, the word Ornellaia comes from the name of a tree called Orniello. You can find Orniello in Ornellaia. It's a special tree. The name Sassicaia comes from the word sassi, which means a small stone in Italian. You can find a lot of small stone in Sassicaia. And Solaia comes from the sun. There's a lot of sun in Solaia, so the estate is called Solaia.
Okay, thank you. 说到这4大雅的不同呢，潘龙先生首先是把嘉雅放到了外边，因为他说嘉雅它是位于皮埃蒙特意大利较北的一个产区，相比于其他3雅距离都比较远。嘉雅呢，它可以称得上是皮埃蒙特的王者，它也是一个标志性的，所以他就潘龙先生就没有把嘉雅和另外3个雅放在一起讲。他讲的比较详细的呢，就是西施嘉雅。西施嘉雅呢，其实他们家的葡萄园就在奥纳亚酒庄的旁边。西施嘉雅它这个酒庄有了比较长的历史，它是20世纪40年代的时候就已经开始酿造了。然后它是在宝格丽产区第一个开始种植赤霞珠的酒庄。在此之前，宝格丽只种了一些土豆一些农作物。然后它也是酿造超级托斯卡纳的开端。然后西施嘉雅的酿酒史是比奥纳亚酒庄早了很多，因为奥纳亚酒庄的第一款酒发布是在1985年份的，是在1989年发布的1985年份的葡萄酒。然后但是因为2家的葡萄园离得比较近，所以他们2家在葡萄酒的风土上其实是有一定的相似性的，但是在西施嘉雅的产量要比奥纳亚酒庄的产量要大很多。然后在混酿品种上，西施嘉雅的酿造品种主要是由赤霞珠和平丽珠的混酿，然后奥纳亚酒庄的呢，则是用了波尔多混酿常用的4个品种：赤霞珠、平丽珠、梅洛以及威尔多。两个酒庄的酒款相比呢，西施嘉雅的酒就显得比较具有结构感，而且单宁比较充沛，更显示出一种赤霞珠的风格。但是奥纳亚酒庄呢，因为梅洛的比例用的比较高，然后它显得就更为丰腴。然后再说到另一雅，就是索拉雅。索拉雅是在葡萄园的地理位置上面就和另外的西施嘉雅和奥纳亚非常不同。相比于前面2个雅，索拉雅酒庄它的地理位置比较处于内陆，然后阳光也比较多一些。所以在葡萄酒的风格上面也有很大的差异。而且索拉雅采用的酿酒品种是赤霞珠和桑娇维塞，而西施嘉雅和奥纳亚酒庄他们的葡萄酒都是没有使用桑娇维塞酿造的。然后因为西施嘉雅和奥纳亚酒庄都受到了海洋的影响以及海风的影响，所以它和索拉雅酒庄的葡萄酒还是在风格上更为清新，显得更为清新一点的。然后他还说到了一点趣事，就是其实奥纳亚酒庄的名字是来源于葡萄园中的一棵树。然后西施嘉雅的酒庄，它的名字呢是来源于葡萄园中的小石头，因为西施嘉雅他们家的葡萄园中有很多小小的石头。那萨西卡雅在意大利语中就是小石头的意思。然后说完了这几个雅的一些牵涉，我们接下来问一下，在宝格丽产区不仅仅有西施嘉雅、奥纳雅，还有一款非常有名的葡萄酒，不知道大家有没有想起来，那就是马赛多。马赛多原来是归属于奥纳亚酒庄旗下的，但是在1415年的时候，花斯蝶集团做了一个决定，就是把马赛多划分为另一个新的酒庄，在分销渠道酒庄酿造管理方面全部都与奥纳亚分开了。然后在我们的潘龙先生，作为花斯蝶集团旗下的一个亚太技术经理，不仅管理着澳大利亚酒庄旗下的分销渠道，同时他也负责马赛多酒庄在中国的销售。所以我们就现在来问他一下，关于奥纳亚和马赛多他是有什么样的看法。Okay, Masato and Ornellaia used to be together, but you divided the two, and so we want to know how is it going about these two wineries.
Well, Maceto started together with Ornellaia in the mid-80s, and as a matter of fact, we never had planned to produce a wine called Maceto. What happened is, inside Ornellaia, there is one single estate, one single plot called Maceto, and we at first wanted to incorporate those grapes into the blend of Ornellaia, but we realized in 1985 when we started producing wine that Maceto had something different, so we decided to bottle it on the side. Maceto became a standalone wine in 1987. This was the first vintage. And as you mentioned, Zoe, about 10 years ago, we started to separate the two wines. So basically now Ornellaia and Maceto are very different. They're different in their approach. The wine is different. You have on one side a blend, Ornellaia, and on the other side a single estate, Maceto. Productions are very different. In terms of grape variety, it's very different as well, because Maceto is 100% Merlot, whereas, as I mentioned, Ornellaia is a pure Bordeaux blend. Now, how does that work in terms of division? We have two different teams. We have now two different wineries, as a winery is now being built for Maceto, now that I'm talking to you. So we started to build the winery at the end of last year, and we hope it will be ready for probably vintage 2018. So another year of construction, and Maceto will have its own winery. Maceto has its own director and its own entrance to the winery, and its own distribution network. So Ornellaia and Maceto are now completely separated.
说到马赛多和奥纳亚，马赛多酒庄马赛多原来是产自奥纳亚葡萄园中的一个独立的葡萄园，所以之前它都一直归在奥纳亚酒庄的旗下。可是后来在逐渐的葡萄酒酿造过程中，他们发现马赛多与奥纳亚酒庄的酒款实在是差别非常非常大。马赛多是有100%的梅洛酿造的，而奥纳亚酒庄的其他葡萄酒都是波尔多风格的混酿。然后，所以在近几年中，他们就逐渐的打算将马赛多从奥纳亚酒庄分割出来。他们已经着手于这项工作很多年了。然后在去年年中，他们就已经开始筹划建设马赛多的酒庄，就独立的酒庄。然后他们预计在2018年，可以出产一款独立的由马赛多酒庄出产的马赛多红葡萄酒。然后也会由此拥有自己的分销渠道，拥有自己独立的团队，这样子。Okay, can you use a sentence to describe Maceto and Ornellaia respectively? One sentence.
One sentence.
Yes.
Ornellaia is the blend, the selection of the best grapes and the best wine from an estate, Ornellaia, 99 hectares in Tuscany. It's all about finesse and elegance. Maceto, on the other side, is a single estate, 7 hectares. It's a hill planted on clay, and the wine is 100% Merlot. It's about power, opulence, and elegance. One sentence.
Yes, thank you. 说到马赛多和奥纳亚酒庄，两款不同的葡萄酒吧，然后我们让潘龙先生为我们各自用一句话来总结两款酒。然后，对于奥纳亚酒庄红葡萄酒，潘龙先生的评价就是，这是一款集结了奥纳亚酒庄葡萄园中所有葡萄的精华，酿成的一款精细而优雅的红葡萄酒。而马赛多呢，它是出自一个单一的葡萄园，这个葡萄园只有7公顷，非常非常小，而且它采用的是100%的梅洛，所以它体现的更多的则是梅洛的强劲，而且同时还包括它的丰腴的口感以及一丝优雅的内在表现。好， 说完了马赛多和那个奥纳亚，我们接下来看一看一个非常有趣的话题。我们关注奥纳亚酒庄的朋友应该都会发现，他们在上个礼拜就发售了他们2014年份的艺术家之货酒款。艺术家之货呢，这个活动是奥纳亚酒庄在2009年开启的。他们每年都会邀请一位世界各地的酒庄据说是每年都会邀请不同大洲的一位来自不同大洲的一位艺术家，为酒庄当年发布的酒款设计一套艺术品以及一个独立的酒标。这一套艺术品呢，一般会有111瓶，都是大瓶装，其中1瓶是9升装的，然后10瓶是6升装的，然后100瓶的3升装，这样一套一套的艺术品会在拍卖会上面进行拍卖，然后他们会将拍卖的这些获得的那些金额都捐赠给世界各地的艺术机构。然后我们就想问一下，为什么酒庄会有萌生开始艺术家之货这个活动的想法呢？So we all know that you just sold the 2014 vintage, the Vendemmia dell'Artista series. So we want to know why you decided to start this project in 2009.
Well, I think there are two real reasons. First, we are Tuscans. The family Frescobaldi, who owns Ornellaia, are originally from Florence. They're very much into art. They're linked into art. So there's obviously a link between art, Tuscany, Florence is the cradle of Renaissance, and art. So this is the first reason. And I think the second reason of Vendemmia dell'Artista is really to link Ornellaia and art. We believe there is obviously a strong link between wine and art, and it's been shown in many examples. And to engage in a charity event, since we started with Vendemmia dell'Artista about a bit more than 10 years ago, we've always made those things a charity event. So in the past 6-7 vintages of Vendemmia dell'Artista, and you mentioned we just last week sold in an auction in the Guggenheim in New York those bottles of 2014. Last week we got about $114,000 US, and in the span of 7 years it's over $1 million that we gave to charity. So we're very proud about it.
OK， 说到这个艺术家之货呢，奥纳亚酒庄决定开启这个艺术家之货项目呢，主要是因为有2点原因。其中之一呢，就是因为酒庄位于托斯卡纳，托斯卡纳这个地区离佛罗伦萨很近，然后花斯蝶家族他们也是对艺术有着很深的感情艺术加上佛罗伦萨加上托斯卡纳这3个因素，都使得奥纳亚酒庄的管理人员决定开始将这项联系建立得更为紧密一些。其次呢，就是葡萄酒和艺术品一直都是紧密相连的，历史上已经有很多例子证明了这一点呢。然后酒庄决定开启这个项目，就是希望通过他们自己这种非盈利性的慈善行为，能对艺术做出一些好的贡献。在过去的10年里，酒庄这个项目已经开始了快将近10年了吧，他们已经筹集了100多万美元，全部都捐献给了世界各地的艺术机构。比如说今年的捐献的就是给所罗门的古根海姆博物馆和基金会。然后说到艺术家之货，其实我们有一个年份就是2009年，奥纳亚酒庄选择了与中国艺术家张环合作，而且创造的是一系列以孔子为主题的酒标以及艺术品。那我们来想一想，想问一下潘龙先生，为什么会选择张环这位艺术家，同时为什么会选择以孔子为主题呢？So why you choose Zhang Huan as to illustrate the 2009 vintage, and why you choose the Confucius image to transfer your wine philosophy?
Well, we definitely wanted to have an Asian artist. We're trying every year to spread the artist, I mean the provenance in around the world. So we've had an Italian, we've had a British, we've had a German, we had someone from the United States. We definitely wanted to have an Asian artist, and I think Zhang Huan came in after a few travels from our president and CEO, who is very much into art, and who came across the work of Zhang Huan and started to know him and to ask him to work together with us, which he accepted. Now, we were very proud of this, having Zhang Huan as an artist, our first Asian artist. And having this work together with Kongzi, with Confucius, is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Actually, probably personally my favorite bottles of Vendemmia d'Altista ever. And why did he use Confucius? I didn't ask him the question, so I wouldn't be able to answer you exactly. But the idea behind his work was to transfer the culture behind wine at Ornellaia, because as you know, in Europe, wine is part of our culture. And the link between China, culture, and obviously Confucius. So he created those beautiful 111 bottles. And fun thing is, he also created a statue of Confucius, which is inside the winery and happens to be just next to my office in Ornellaia. So I think when I joined Ornellaia a few years ago now, they wanted to give me face, and they found it was very feng shui to have a statue of Confucius next to the gentleman who was taking care of Asia-Pacific. I'm very proud of this.
Okay, thank you. 说到这位张环呢，当时为什么酒庄决定选择张环作为2009年份葡萄酒的诠释者呢？是因为他们当时已经有了意大利、英国、德国和美国的一些艺术家，然后他们想在亚洲找一位艺术家，因为他们就是希望能够邀请到世界各地的艺术家来诠释自己酒庄的酒款，所以在选择2009年份的葡萄酒的诠释者的时候，他们选择了张环。而酒庄的庄主在选择张环之前，其实是跟张环有过一定的交道，而且被他的艺术作品所吸引，所以最终他邀请张环来为酒庄创作这一套系列的艺术品的时候，张环很欣然的就同意了。然后说起这一系列由张环设计的艺术品。潘龙先生表示他感觉非常骄傲，因为这是他最喜欢的一套艺术品，就是在艺术家之货系列的作品中，他最喜欢的就是这一套艺术品。这一套艺术品里面就包含了孔子。他说他觉得孔子是一个非常美丽的人物，因为他传承着中国的文化。然后奥纳亚酒庄做的葡萄酒在欧洲是一种非常普遍的文化，然后他觉得两种文化的交融就是一种很好的传达方式。然后他还说了一点有趣的事情，就是张环不仅设计了2009年份的酒标以及2009年份的艺术品，他还在酒庄内为酒庄建了一座孔子的雕塑。然后这个雕塑呢，正好就在潘龙先生在酒庄的办公室的旁边，然后他也觉得非常非常的荣幸，而且酒庄还派他到亚太地区做一个地区经理。好了，关于说完了中国的，我们来说一下我们可以拿到的这一款酒，就是我们红酒世界网上商城正在出售的2012年份的奥纳亚酒庄红葡萄酒。说起2012年份，它2012年份独特的酒标呢是一个红色的飞剑图案，这是由瑞士的美术大师约翰·阿姆雷德专门设计的，它表现的呢是该年份的葡萄酒。我们还是让潘龙先生来说吧。Is there any story behind the unique label design of the 2012 vintage, the Enchantment?
Yes, there is always a story behind all those work of art. Everything starts with us, Ornellaia, defining a word for the vintage. Every word, a unique word, should define exactly what the vintage is about. In 2009, the word was l'incanto, the enchantment, and 2012 is in front of me, and the 2014 vintage that we're just releasing in a few weeks from now. Is himself called l'essenza, the essence. So l'incanto came out as the word, and we came to see the artist called John Armleder, very hard to pronounce in Chinese, is himself from Switzerland. And John Armleder is an artist, so he's obviously he's having a strange artist mind, and he decided that in his mind the pleasure of drinking a glass of wine and a glass of 2012 Ornellaia was unique and was just a moment. And he decided to depict it, to show it, in the picture of a glass of wine which is splashed into a white background. So we called this label the splash, and this is the moment of John Armleder in drinking a glass of Ornellaia 12.
好 ，OK， 说到就是酒庄每年的酒标以及艺术品，其实都会有一个主题。这个主题呢，就是由酒庄的酿酒师决定的，能够反映该款酒该年份的特点的一个词。然后艺术家们会根据这个词来进行创作。比如说2012年份它的主题就是 enchantment 喜悦。然后2014年份的刚刚发布的这个就是 essential 就是精华。然后说到2012年份呢，瑞士的这位艺术家，潘龙先生说，他觉得艺术家的脑中其实是有一幅画面的。就这位来自瑞士的艺术家呢，他想象的在喝到2012年份的这款酒的时候，他脑海中出现的一个画面就是一杯鲜红的葡萄酒泼洒到白色的背景上的那种喜悦的感觉。所以最后他们选用的这个酒标呢，就是一个飞溅的形状，就是形容出葡萄酒泼洒在白色的背景上面那一瞬间的欣喜以及爆炸的感受。说完了酒标呢，我们就来问一些大家应该比较关心的关于意大利葡萄酒在中国市场的发展啊，以及澳大利亚葡萄酒在中国的发展的一些问题。在中国市场上，其实大家见的比较多的还是法国葡萄酒，意大利葡萄酒起步较晚。相比法国，意大利葡萄酒有一些什么优势呢？我们来看一看潘龙先生的看法。Okay, compared to French wines, what do you think are the advantages and uniqueness of Italian wines in Chinese market?
In Chinese market.
Yes.
Well, I would see a first main advantage in terms of wines. Italy is the country of diversity in wines. Let me just explain in a second. If you want to learn about French wines, which many people in China have started to do, you have to come across about 6 regions. I will go probably Bordeaux, Burgundy, the Rhone Valley, Champagne, south of France, and Provence, and the Loire Valley, 6-7 regions. You would probably be talking about 35 to 40 grape varieties to start to commend French wines. Italy produces wine from the whole country. There are 20 regions in Italy, and the 20 regions produce wine. Italy produces wine from more than 400 grape varieties. So it's all about diversity. If you want to learn about Italian wines, it's going to take you maybe not one lifetime, but probably 2 or 3. So I would think, Zoe, this is the best advantage of Italian wine. There are a lot to offer. You're talking about also very different terroirs. Whereas you're in the north of Italy, in Piemonte, or in Lombardia, where you're closer to the mountains. It's a cooler area. You're producing wines that have a higher acidity, a bit more, I would say, elegance in a sense. Whereas you're in the south of Italy, You're under the sun, 35, 36 degrees, and you're obviously producing wine that are heavier, more powerful in style. So this is the most interesting advantage for Italian wines. And then when it comes to China, I would say another advantage that I feel those years, and I didn't feel this a few years ago, you have more and more Italian food and Italian restaurants and Italian people in China. When I started traveling in China about 10 years ago, it was all about French restaurants, French wine, French people. And now I see that not only the Laowai, but also the Chinese, they're really starting to go out in Italian restaurant and eat a carpaccio, a pizza, whatever, prosciutto, pieces of meats. Italy, the offer of Italian restaurants is starting to spread out, and together with the restaurant, the wines. So I believe this is another main advantage. Add into this that the Italians are very warm, very embracing, and very happy to share their passion for food and wine and cultures, and I think this really helps in spreading the love for Italian wines in China.
Okay, thank you. 说到意大利葡萄酒和法国葡萄酒在中国市场上有哪些区别嘛？有哪些优势？然后这个第一点也是最大的一点，就是意大利葡萄酒有着很强的多样性。他举了一个例子，他说在法国，你可能数得出来的产区大概就6、7个，比如说波尔多、香槟、卢瓦尔河、勃艮第这一些。然后在意大利却不是如此，意大利有整整20个葡萄酒产区，而且这20个葡萄酒产区都产葡萄酒。而且除此之外呢，法国的酿酒品种大概就有30-40种，但是意大利却有400多种酿酒品种。如此一来，意大利葡萄酒的多样性就不言而喻了。除此之外呢，意大利葡萄酒它的风土的多样性也十分丰富。比如说在北部，以皮埃蒙特为例，它在山边比较凉爽，如此酿造出来的葡萄酒呢，酸度比较高，而且比较优雅。而南边呢，因为气候比较温暖，如此酿造出来的葡萄酒呢，就更为强劲，而且更加厚重。然后说完在葡萄酒的特点上面的一个优点呢，他也提到，近年来在中国越来越多的中国人开始喜欢去意大利餐厅，意大利人、意大利餐厅以及意大利葡萄酒在中国的分布逐渐的推广，所以呢，他觉得这是一个非常好的机会，意大利酒在中国将会有着很好的发展，而且相比于法国人，他觉得意大利人更为热情，能够带领中国人去享受更好的葡萄酒。而说完这个和法国的比较，我们来看一下，对于意大利葡萄酒来说，在中国发展最大的障碍是什么呢？然后潘龙先生又是怎么看的呢？ Could you please tell us what do you think the biggest obstacle to promoting Italian wines in China?
Well, I would say that the first obstacle comes from what I just mentioned. The offer of Italian wine is very wide. 20 regions, 100 sub-regions, hundreds of grape varieties. So the Chinese consumer tends to be a bit lost. On top of that, Italy has never really made a classification of its best Grand Cru. About 150 years ago, Bordeaux has understood this, created the classification of the Médoc with the Wu Da Tiozhong, and that helps consumers, especially Chinese, to understand what's the first growth and the second, and so on and so on. Even though the classification of Bordeaux of 1855, that more or less hasn't changed in 150 years, is not really up to date today. I would say that today there is no classification on Ornellaia or other producers being some of the best of Italy. So this is the first, I would say, obstacle. The second obstacle to me, which I see it more as an opportunity is that the Chinese as a whole, and I speak from experience because I've been living in China for quite a while, are a lot about French wines. So it's French wines mostly, and it's Bordeaux, 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 Bordeaux. So I see Chinese consumers, and I find it very normal as following a Bordeaux trend so far. But saying this, I find that for the past 5-7 years, you can easily see, and when I come to see you in Wine World, I realize that it's not Bordeaux, Bordeaux, Bordeaux anymore. The Chinese are trying to open up to a lot of different regions. It could be Burgundy, the Rhone Valley, it could be Piemonte. I've seen here wines from Napa that the Wine World has. So I don't find it an obstacle anymore. I really find this an opportunity, especially since, and you have to remember, Ornellaia wines are made out of Cabernet and Merlot, which are the Bordeaux grape varieties. So if you're talking about the perfect gap, the perfect bridge, between France and Italy, I think this is what we are, Super Tuscans are. We are a Bordeaux blend in Tuscany. So I don't see obstacle. I see a lot of opportunities. On top of that, I have a lot of friends in China. A lot of them drinking beautiful and expensive wines, and more and more of them are getting into Ornellaia.
OK，说到这个问题，潘龙先生其实还是非常乐观的。他说，虽然在历史上，由于意大利酒产区非常多，而且酒种类非常多，酒庄也非常多，这给进入中国市场的带来了一定困扰。中国酒商们不知道该选哪一种酒，而且意大利缺了一个分级制度，而这个分级制度，法国呢是在150年前就已经确立了一个分级制度了，但是意大利没有，这也给中国的进口商们带来很大的困扰。但是呢，他觉得在近几年，中国的顾客开始越来越开放，就是逐渐的倾向于选择法国酒以外更多的选择，而不仅仅限制于波尔多。他说了很多次这个词啊。然后他发现他最近他身边的朋友们在过去的5到7年间，已经开始逐渐的接触一些新兴的产区，其中包括意大利的托斯卡纳、皮埃蒙特这些产区，然后还有一些美国的，比如说在红酒世界，他看到了我们有来自纳帕谷的葡萄酒啊，来自意大利皮埃蒙特的、托斯卡纳的这些名酒，而且还说到了，说起法国酒和意大利酒，他觉得奥纳亚酒庄其实是一个很好的媒介，因为奥纳亚酒庄出产的葡萄酒是典型的波尔多风格的混酿，然后这也是有利于大家在探索波尔多葡萄酒之外。的一个很好的选择。那么说到这里，我们的时间快到了尾声。那最后呢，我们就让潘龙先生来为我们推荐几个比较好的年份吧，推荐一下奥纳亚酒庄的葡萄酒哪几个年份比较好，然后可以给我们搭配哪一些好的美食。Okay. In the last, we want you to give our audience some advices on which vintages is the best of your estate, and how can we combine this one with our Chinese food?
Hi, it's a very tough question. I think I'll answer personally. If you ask the media, then 1997 in Italy, in Tuscany, was considered as a super vintage. I still believe that the best Ornellaia I had was probably 1998, which to me, and it's a personal feeling, really hit the spot. Other vintages that are usually acclaimed are 2001, 2006, vintages like 2010, and then you would have to, I would say, depending on your style, choose what you prefer. We have late ripening. A little bit more, I would say, elegant style vintages like 2010, 13, 14 that we're just releasing, and a bit more powerful vintages that really remind you of Tuscany, of power, fruitiness. This is exactly the case of this 2012 Ornellaia and this 2012 Ansellenove, the second wine of the estate, which are coming from a warmer vintage, drier vintage, more powerful. But still, this 98 Ornellaia that I had in Beijing with a 烤鸭 is probably my best food and wine experience in China ever.
OK，Thank you。说到年份呢，他觉得，这是一个非常艰难的问题，因为他觉得奥纳亚酒庄出产的每一个年份都非常优秀。如果非要选一个最好的呢，就应该是1988年了。他最后也说了，他在北京喝到的1988年的奥纳亚酒庄红葡萄酒，搭配上北京烤鸭，实在是他人生中品尝的一大美味。然后除此之外呢，2001年、2006年和2010年都是非常不错的年份。然后，而且根据个人的偏好，他还推荐了一些不同的年份。比如说，如果你比较喜欢优雅一点的风格，他推荐2010年、2013年和2014年，因为这些年份都比较凉爽，葡萄收的比较晚，在葡萄酒风格上面都比较清新优雅。然后，如果你喜欢的是比较强劲而且果味比较浓郁的那些葡萄酒风格的话，那么2012年就是一个非常好的选择。比如说，他说到了我们红酒世界现在出售的奥纳亚酒庄的正牌酒，以及奥纳亚酒庄的乐赛瑞红葡萄酒，他们酒庄的副牌都是非常非常不错的选择。好了，到这里我们的直播就要接近尾声了最后我们请潘龙先生用中文给大家说一个拜拜。Okay, please say bye bye to our customers. Use Chinese.
再见，谢谢大家，你们都欢迎来 Ornellaia 拜访我们，谢谢大家，谢谢大家。
谢谢，好，谢谢潘龙先生今天的到来，也谢谢大家此次来观看我们红酒世界的直播，我们下期直播再会。